Hi guys, wanted to talk with you a little bit about the scene designer, costume designer, and the lighting designer, in particular what their roles are and how they kind of communicate with the director and other members of the costume of the production team, and some of the tools that they use. So let's get going. So start with set designer. Basic ideas. The set is anything that's the audience has visually that's not stuck onto an actor. Is the set designer's purview. The scenery can help create the environment around the characters, and that's what we're trying to do. It is doesn't pull focus completely away from the characters. Characters are always central, but it creates the environment around it. And by doing that, it helps to evoke the mood of the piece. You know, this is a happy, crazy play, or if it's dark and dreary, suspenseful. Period in terms of time, place, that's is a sense of locale, but time is period. When is it 1800s and in Scotland? Is it 2050 in New York City? Artistic style is certainly with visually what the look is of the show. Is it super realistic with dirt and mud and rain? Is it cartoony in style? Does it work along a period kind of style? And then sense of locale, does it take place in a barn? Does it take place in a 3-room apartment? Anyway, scenery, set design is in charge of all that. They also must communicate with the rest of the design team and the director and the technical director. The technical director is in charge of building the show, taking the ideas that the set designer has and put them safely into a reality. The scenic artist is generally the painter that's in charge of getting the color and textures, drops painted, whatever it is that the scene designer has come up with. The props master is in charge of anything that essentially the actor bumps into and it can move. So anyway, the scene designers work to achieve a whole unified whole that puts this show together. They are working under the director. Obviously, the director is always in charge of the show, and helps guide they guide the ship as to how things work. If a set designer comes up with an idea and the director says, "No, this isn't the way I envision this show," set designers going to change their look, their whole ideas to work and collaborate with that director. Doing this with, let's take an example here, with Death of a Salesman. And it is Death of a Salesman is a multi-act play by Henry Miller in the 50s. Story about a man and his family, guy's an old school salesman, door-to-door kind of salesman. And he's run a good life, hard life, and it's a wonderfully dramatic, tragic play. Anyway, ideas that the set designer has in communicating with the director. Often the first times they sit down with a director, come up with some quick sketches about how the designer feels this whole play is really coming about. What the mood is. It's all kind of expressed very quickly with little concept sketches. The one that we see here, these are concept sketches by Joe Melziner in his Broadway version. Very quick. Within this, you can kind of see the outline of the house. And there's up above this is a level, a bedroom up here. There's another bedroom down here, kitchen, staircase going up. And then surrounding this is this crazy city that's kind of pressing down on top of this little house and this family. The house always stays within this play, as well as the oppressive backdrop. Different scenes do come in that don't take place in the house. There's an office that slides in on a wagon over here, and over here they go to a restaurant, a chop house, and this one also slides in. Focus is given in this area, and later in the play, focus is given in this area, but the rest of the scenery is still there. Another sketch in here is the two bedrooms. The boys' bedroom up top, the parents' bedroom down below. Again, everything is still there, but we get focus through light. Another sketch here is the end of the play. Spoiler alert, Willie dies, the salesman, and there's a grave scene sketched with some projection of branches and trees, kind of suggested, and wagon with the grave on it. With these ideas, they're beautiful in being able to communicate to a director what you're thinking, and there's not a lot of time or money spent on visual creating the sketch, little thumbnail sketches, and getting to a point. It's very easy to just say, "Oh, okay, what if we do something else?" And it makes a lot of sense to come up with these initial sketches rather than build the whole thing and then the director go, well, that's not at all what I had in mind. This is a way of really being able to communicate and collaborate on these ideas. Other designers, Karen Lewis has her own vision of, but similar vision of Death of a Salesman, and this sketch is a little more completed with the kitchen in here, bedroom back behind, the bedroom here, kitchen in front, boys' room up top. The other pieces still come in, and they probably play on these areas here, the office and the chop house. A surround that's always apparent, it seems. Again, the overall shape and form always still stand there. But this gives a slightly clearer understanding of what it might look like on stage. Taken, and once those ideas are kind of clarified with the director, where the next step of communication is with a ground plan format, a bird's eye view in scale of what the how big the set is, where it lives on stage, any pieces that might come on and off, or and how tall each one specifically is, backstage entrances as well. And with looking at this, you can kind of see in Karen Lewis's from her sketch before, we've got the kitchen. So we've got proscenium here, audience is downstage here. The kitchen is here on that platform, the little mom and dad's bedroom here, the boys' room up top, staircase coming up, and then around this is the is a drop. It's not indicated by this probably dotted line up here that surrounds it. So you really can get a sense of how big this would be. One of the things that the director really wants to know. All right, so once that ground plan has been kind of agreed upon and established, typically there's a model that is built so that we can really get a good sense of what this play is going to look like. The model's in scale. And here's this. So here's this Karen's model of from her sketch and ground plan. With kitchen down here again, bedroom, kid's bedroom, staircase, full framework. Just kind of bouncing back. You can see that from the sketch. That idea transforms into the model. One of the things that's important with a model is scale figures, so that we can really get a sense of how big this thing is. And the scale figure is typically in scale is a 6 foot tall person. The boys are a little smaller here, but typically 6 foot tall, just so that we can get a sense of how big something is. What's beautiful about the model is that it gives a sense of, in this show in particular, a sense of decay, rundown quality. It's got the feeling of all of these, how the backdrop works. In this case, it's a number of just windows suspended, which is kind of fun. There's very little lighting on this. It's kind of a general lighting sense, so you can see everything. But there's a good sense. All right. Here's a production shot of it. You can see how it's been realized, and it's got lighting texture onto the piece as well. Again, kitchen down here, bedroom. Nobody's standing on this. Off scale, but we can kind of see it still by the furniture. Nicely done. Here's a production shot of it. In this case, we do have a little more detail with light of how big this space is and how they work with each other. It's nice to see even the details of the drawing from the model of the paintings on the pictures on the wall and the fridge, how that all worked and how it's been realized in the final production. Other ways of approaching the model instead of a physical scale model. There's a potential of using 3D CAD and modeling to build a three-dimensional model. If Ken Gertz's model here of his show of Death of a Salesman is built in that way. It's a virtual model. One of the terrific things about having a virtual model, you can easily send it over to a director, and then they can virtually walk through the model. They can get really up close to it. They can see the sides, the details that you've presented in it, and it is relatively easy to change it when things or when changes are needed. You can see this is this same production shot of from that model. Let me click back here. You can see the bedrooms up top. Again, the kitchen down below. Kitchen down here. Bedrooms up top. Focused on light. Nicely done. I threw this one in as it's a similar, but slightly working along with a different concept. Quality is a little, it's missing a little bit. It's all a little brand new. Pieces are there. But overall, instead of a house, it looks like something's being constructed. Anyway, it is the idea I really wanted to get at with this was that it's where the importance in communicating your ideas with a director is within your sketches and your model. So they can help visualize it by just talking about it. If the designer that designed this one, his ideas, or her ideas, and talking with the director, if you could have used the same words that had been used with that the other designers used, but the actual actual finish on these leaves something to be desired. I can see a director coming into this space after it's been built and saying, what is this? It looks, and it can give a whole lot of challenges if it's if the director is not expecting what to be delivered, what was really explained. Visually, again, it's having the more tools that you can use to explain what your ideas, the better it's going to be. It also helps your production team and technical director to build the show like you want it to look, and get it done on time. Anyway, I want to jump into costume design right quick and take that a little bit further. Costume design, anything that's stuck onto an actor is costume design. The costumes are vital for the performers to complete the creation of their characters. Again, the central focus is on the character. It's on the actor playing the character, and the costumes are there to reinforce the role that they have created. The costume design often brings the stage to life. It's a moving element that draws focus and sets the presence for the characters. Without the actors on stage, it's just a museum piece. It's a drawing. The actors are where the focus is, and the costume really makes it happen. Costume designers must communicate with the rest of the design team, just like the set designer and the director. They also have to really work with the performers to achieve a unified whole that brings the production to completion. In talking with the performers, they've got to wear this stuff. And costumes need to be able to, costume designer really needs to understand how the performer is going to use that costume. If they've got to dance and do a split kick, they need a dress or pants that's going to allow for that to be able to happen. If they're trying to if they're going to walk through rain on stage, they definitely need to be able to have a costume to be able to work with that. A couple of costume sketches here. Costumers use relatively quick hand-colored sketches to give to the director the idea of what they're trying to communicate. With this one, we've got outline for Willie's wife, color, cute little pattern, and give you an idea of what the shoe's going to look like. And there's a nice little sketch back here about how the back of the dress and apron really looks. Quick sketch here with Willie, and actually this is Willie's boss and his son. Their suit color and texture. It's hard to read here, but there's additional notes here about the fabric texture and what is some of the details. Again, these are really quick sketches. Cannot build anything really by these. They're quick quick drawings. Willie and the boys. You can tell this is blue jeans rolled up here. Striped shirt, Letterman shirt. Willie in his suit. And taken to a production shot of that with Letterman's suit. Interestingly changed from that sketch the type of shirt that Hat was wearing, his brother. This is another designer's finished look of their costumes. It's to say about quality on this and in period as well. Got a slight sense of time period on it. But we're look like they've just come out of the box, brand new. For an actor to work with a good costume that helps express the whole overall feeling of the show, the mood of the show, and what it's trying to say, makes an actor's job easy and fulfilling. A couple other sketches here. These are a little more detailed, so you can get a good sense of the costume changes as well that Biff has on this. And one of the things that's important on here is this fabric swatch. So this is terrific information to give to the costume shop, saying that okay, I've done this little sketch here of what these shorts look like in this wife beater T-shirt, but here's what I really are looking at with this the fabric. Other details can be in here as well, typically with what the type of fabric would be used on the pants and the shirt. It's nice to be able to give Biff this coat he comes in with, and his little hat too, giving a little detail. This is Biff as he puts on a suit and goes to get an interview. The type of suit that he's wearing, how it hangs on him, and then of course this is going to be Biff's costume for the funeral, and the wool serge color in black. These detail as well with Brother Hap in his suit color style. Good idea. These sketches are, their main desire is to give us an idea of what the actor is wearing. It's less important to really give like a beautifully painting of what they're looking like. What these really serve is to give us an idea of what they're wearing. So in part, that's why the swatches are there. We can see this, what she's drawn, and then seeing what the fabric swatch is, we can really, it helps us to envision what her dilapidated robe is going to look like, what her apron and dress is going to look like, her sundress there. Willie's beautiful suit. Also, some details that are in here is he's got wears a hat, fedora, 3 or 4 different ties, and it's essentially a 3-piece suit that he wears throughout the whole entire play. Some production shots of that. You can see Linda's apron, same as what she wore here. Little pockets, print, gingham. Let's see how that works there. It's nicely communicated. How wonderful Willie's suit, old and tired. You can see. Let's work through with that. And this is Ben, another character. See Biff and Hap's suits finally realized. Let's see Hap's suspenders. And another show. This one was a film with Hoffman and Malkovich. In their quality of their costumes as well. Just a couple of shots here with different interpretations, but both of them very nicely done. Really has his pride in his tie here, even though he's concerned. This is another show. Again, some of the same details used, same overall idea with house dress and suits, but the quality and the cut and the fabric choices seem to be a little bit don't have as much character to them. Interesting. Willie's suit here. It's more like a used car salesman as opposed to and shyster, as opposed to what Willie's character really brings out in the play. Other shots, different production. Same kind of way. Another shot, another show. Another one as well. It's interesting to see a Letterman's shirt show up again as a choice. Letterman's jacket with Hap here. Okay, let's look at lighting design for a bit here and finish up. Lighting provides the illumination of the characters and the setting. Illumination. Without lighting design, we would not be able to see what was going on. It's the most important aspect of lighting design, is being able to see it. The lighting design brings the stage to life. It's an element that brings focus to what the director wants the audience to see. As a stage show, audience looks anywhere they want to. It's the job of the lighting designer, it's the job of the director with the skill of the lighting designer to be able to help the audience look and where they're supposed to be looking and focusing on what's going on. It is quite a skill to bring focus to the action that's on the set from 90 feet away. It's a gorgeous thing. Lighting design also gives us mood. Working along with the set, color of light and how that light falls really helps create that mood. And with the changes and color, it can really help express emotion of what that scene is all about, and really help guide the audience through the play emotionally. And again, lighting designers, they need to communicate with the rest of the design team and the director just in the same way that set and costume designers do. Taking a look at just a couple, what I mean by illumination, we need to be able to see it all. And it's without it, I don't know if you've ever seen a show that has been poorly lit. It is difficult to hear what the actor has to say. It is hard to understand it. The focus again is where the main source of light hits. In this case, we've got Biff's bedroom and the parents' bedroom. We're not looking at so much the kitchen that's going on. It's nicely, the mood is created with this additional light down here, but you can see this is important to listen to what Biff has to say up here. And as Willie and Linda is listening to through the walls to what Biff is talking about. Setting mood done with color and texture and direction. Really get the sense of the gravity of this scene that's forthcoming on this with the how the light is played upon it, and then his with the helping to swell the emotion for an audience with the build of color and the build of direction and of light. And this is it's a still image of it, but see that how the focus is pulled, and as it's pulled with color and additional lighting effect, you can it can help you swell the motion and give completely full feeling to what is just taking place or is taking place. So that was just a little bit. Sorry it took so long here, but trying to take you through some of the ideas that the designers use and how they kind of communicate that. I'll have more coming up soon and talk to you soon. See you in your designs.